Ambassador Vex Thor stood before the Galactic Council chamber, his three eyes scanning the assembled representatives with growing frustration. The crystalline walls reflected the bioluminescent glow of 100 different species, each more ancient and supposedly wiser than the last. "You don't understand," Vex Thor's translator crackled. "The humans are dangerous, not because of their weapons or their ships, but because of something far more insidious. Council Prime Zephalon, a being of pure energy contained within a shimmering field, pulsed with what translated as amusement. Ambassador, we have reviewed your report. The humans possess crude fusion drives and barely functional plasma weapons. Their longest spaceflight lasted merely 6 months. They are children playing with fire." "That's exactly my point," Vex Thor insisted, his mandibles clicking nervously. "They've only been spacefaring for 30 cycles, and they've already colonized their entire star system. Do you know what they did when their planet started dying?" "Enlighten us," drawled Representative Krill, her serpentine form coiling with boredom. "They didn't adapt. They didn't evolve. They didn't wait for natural selection." Vex Thor's voice rose. "They terraformed. They bent an entire planet to their will in less than a century. Mars was a dead rock and now it rains there." The council chamber erupted in dismissive chittering and harmonic laughter. Zephalon's energy field brightened. "Ambassador, perhaps your prolonged exposure to human space has compromised your judgment. We have civilizations here that have existed for millennia. The Korthians mastered antimatter when humans were still hunting with pointed sticks. What possible threat could—" "I move that we deny the human application for council membership," interrupted Krill. "Furthermore, I propose we annex their system. The Sol system contains resources we could utilize far more efficiently than these primitive apes." Vex Thor slammed 3 of his 4 fists on the podium. "You're making a catastrophic mistake. I've lived among them. I've studied them. Humans don't follow our logic. When we face an obstacle, we assess, adapt, and overcome through evolution and patience. Humans, they break through. They don't accept limitations as facts. They see them as temporary inconveniences." "Your objection is noted and overruled," Zephalon announced. "The Korthian Empire is hereby authorized to establish dominion over the Sol system. This session is adjourned." 3 cycles later, Fleet Commander Krathzul reviewed the tactical display with satisfaction. His armada of 500 warships surrounded the small human homeworld. Their blue-green planet hung in space like a jewel waiting to be claimed. "Open a channel," he ordered. A human face appeared on the view screen, dark-skinned, female with eyes that showed neither fear nor submission. "This is Secretary General Amara Okonkwo of United Earth. State your business." "I am Commander Krathzul of the Korthian Empire. By decree of the Galactic Council, this system now belongs to us. You will surrender immediately or be destroyed. You have 1 rotation to comply." The human's lips curved into something that Krathzul's cultural database identified as a smile. "Commander, I'm going to give you 1 chance to leave. Turn your ships around and we'll forget this ever happened." Krathzul's translator struggled with the emotion in his barking laugh. "You face 500 warships with technology 1,000 years beyond yours. You have 3 combat vessels and delusions of adequacy." "Commander," Okonkwo said calmly, "do you know what happened the last time someone told humanity that something was impossible? We split the atom. We walked on our moon using computers less powerful than the device in my pocket. We cured diseases that plagued us for centuries. We don't really do impossible." "You have 1 rotation," Krathzul repeated and severed the connection. 20 hours later, Krathzul began his assault. His ships moved into attack formation, weapons priming. That's when the first anomalies appeared on his sensors. "Commander, we're detecting spatial distortions throughout the system. Hundreds of them. Identify." "Unknown, sir." They're opening. Something's coming through." The view screen filled with ships, thousands of them. They weren't sleek or elegant like Korthian vessels. They were brutal, angular things covered in armor plating and bristling with weapons that looked like they'd been designed by engineers with grudges against elegance and sanity. "How?" Krathzul whispered. "They don't have FTL technology." Okonkwo's face reappeared. "Didn't have it 3 cycles ago." "You know what humanity's best at, Commander?" "Necessity. When the Galactic Council rejected us, we had a choice. Accept our place or make our own rules. We chose option 3, rewrite the rules entirely. Your scientists told the Council that faster-than-light travel was impossible without exotic matter that doesn't exist naturally anywhere in the galaxy." Krathzul protested. "Correct. So we made it. Took us 3 years, several trillion credits, and the combined efforts of every nation on Earth, but we figured it out. See, you species had thousands of years to develop FTL. You got comfortable. We had a deadline and an existential threat. Different motivation. Krathzul's tactical officer interrupted, voice trembling. Sir, those weapons, they're not plasma-based. I'm reading antimatter signatures, quantum disruptors, and something that's causing localized temporal distortions. We reverse-engineered every piece of galactic tech we could steal, buy, or borrow. Okonkwo continued. Then we improved it. Humans are really good at taking existing ideas and asking, but what if we cranked it up to 11? This is madness, Krathzul breathed. You've had spaceflight for barely 3 decades. Yes, and we've been extinct-level stubborn for 200,000 years. Commander, you're outgunned, outmaneuvered, and out of time. Leave now, or test your shields against weaponry designed by a species that spent most of its history finding creative ways to kill each other. Krathzul looked at his tactical display. The human fleet had surrounded his armada. Every vessel's weapons were locked on target. His shields, rated to withstand anything the galaxy could throw at them, suddenly felt inadequate against species that treated physics like suggestions rather than laws. Fleet-wide retreat, he ordered quietly. Maximum speed. As his ships fled, Krathzul thought about Vexthor's warning. The ambassador hadn't been afraid of human weapons or ships. He'd been afraid of human determination, the sheer, bloody-minded refusal to accept that anything was impossible. Back in his ready room, Krathzul composed his report to the Galactic Council. He included one final note. Ambassador Vexthor was right. The humans aren't dangerous because of what they have. They're dangerous because they refuse to accept what they don't have as permanent. They see every limitation as a challenge, every obstacle as temporary, and every impossible as an insult. Recommend immediate diplomatic outreach and formal apology. He attached a final addendum. Also recommend updating Council databases. Humanity's threat assessment should be elevated from negligible to do not provoke under any circumstances. They've gone from fusion drives to quantum tunneling in 3 years. I don't want to know what they'll have in 10. In Earth orbit, Secretary General Okonkwo watched the alien fleet disappear into FTL. She turned to her chief of staff. Get me Ambassador Vexthor on the line. I think we owe him a thank you. And a drink. Ma'am, the ambassador is reptilian. Alcohol is toxic to his species. Okonkwo smiled. Then we'll synthesize something that works for him. We're humans. Making the impossible happen is kind of our thing.